As the sun began to set over the village, casting a golden glow on the land, King Ajani sat on a wooden stool under the old baobab tree. His grandchildren, full of curiosity, gathered around him, eager to hear one of his stories. But this time, it wasn't a tale of triumph or great battles, it was a story of regret. "My children," King Ajani began, his voice heavy with sorrow, "there was once a man who wanted to be king more than anything else in the world. That man was me." The children looked at him with wide eyes, surprised by the serious tone in his voice. "From when I was a young man, I desired power," he continued. "I dreamed of sitting on the throne, of having people bow before me and call me king. I watched the old king rule and said to myself, I can do better. I should be the one to lead this kingdom." His eyes grew distant as he recalled those days. "After many years of plotting and waiting, my chance came. The old king died, and I was chosen to rule. Oh, how proud I was. But what I didn't know was that being a king wasn't just about wearing a crown or giving orders. It was about serving the people, making wise decisions, and putting the kingdom before yourself. And that, I failed to do." King Ajani paused, his face lined with regret. "Instead of listening to my advisors, I ignored them. Instead of seeking wisdom, I followed my own desires. I became proud and stubborn. I wanted more wealth, more land, more everything. And in my quest for more, I forgot the most important thing, the people." He shook his head sadly. "I raised taxes so high that people couldn't afford to eat. I forced men to work long hours in the mines, and many of them died. I didn't care about their suffering. All I cared about was my power. And soon, the people who once cheered for me began to curse my name." The children sat silently, their eyes fixed on their grandfather. "But, I didn't stop there," King Ajani continued. "I became cruel. I punished those who spoke against me. I tore families apart. The kingdom, once full of laughter and life, became a place of fear. All because I couldn't see past my own greed." He sighed deeply, his shoulders slumped. "By the time I realized what I had done, it was too late. The people rose up against me. They didn't want me as their king anymore. I was forced to flee, leaving behind the throne I had once wanted so badly." King Ajani looked at his grandchildren, his voice softening. "I tell you this story not to scare you, but to teach you. Power is not about controlling others or making them suffer. True power is in caring for your people, listening to them, and doing what is best for them, even if it means putting your own desires aside." The children nodded, absorbing his words. "Do not make the mistakes I made," he warned. "Do not let pride and greed blind you. Be wise, be humble, and always remember that leadership is about service. I lost everything because I forgot that." With that, King Ajani fell silent, watching as the sun finally disappeared behind the hills. His grandchildren sat quietly, their young minds deep in thought, knowing they had learned a lesson they would never forget. I believe you have learned a lesson from this story as well. Kindly like, share and follow Arena of Tales for more. Also share your thoughts in the comment section.